Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to share a few words about Joe and his lovely Lynda. Joe and I knew each other since the 6th grade. We were in separate classes at St. Ursula School, but gym class happened to include all the 6th grade students. It was during one fateful gym class when Joe and I had forgotten our gym shoes and we were forced to sit it out. At that time, we made our acquaintance, and the rest was history.
Just like the microphone.
Speak up.
We retained our friendship as we traveled through life's journey through various schools, jobs, living quarters, and relationships. Admittedly, we had been avowed bachelors until our respective life paths had directed us to our wives, therefore turning over a new exciting page for both of us. There is a proverb that says, "A friend in need is a friend indeed." Without a doubt, that applies to Joe. I've appreciated Joe for his diverse talents, some of which may not be obvious to people at the first glance. Joe's talented abilities include artist, mechanic, entertainer, and philosopher. Joe's artistic abilities revealed themselves to me when I had the pleasure of reading his somewhat obscure comic strip. No word yet on the copyright status. His auto mechanical skills have brought him to his current job. Joe saved his friends the expense of a car repair bill on more than one occasion. As for entertainer, when I was in the military service, Joe would mail me cassette tapes of self-recordings. These recordings were Joe acting as a late show comedian. Unfortunately, these tapes were lost to history, but they're not lost to my memory. And Joe's philosophies, these, however, left an imprint on my memory. I will give you an example. While driving, never underestimate the human ability of doing something dumb. I can guarantee that that has saved me from a fender bender on more than one occasion. So Joe has many other talented, which I'll be happy to discuss with anybody, upon their request. Meanwhile, I'll speculate that Joe, being head over heels in love, will surprise us with the discovery of new yet unforeseen talent. And now I'd like to say a few words about the lady of Joe's life, Lynda. Lynda first caught my attention when I learned she worked for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. It just so happens that I am a hobbyist weatherman, and NOAA's National Hurricane Center website is one of my bookmark favorites. So now, whenever I happen to be in the presence of Joe and Lynda, it is pleasing to see how like-minded they really are. They have a similar style, they drive similar cars, and they share the same life priorities. I'm fascinated to see what a happy weather change that Lynda has brought to Joe's life. For example, ever since Joe met Lynda, his text messages are suddenly a shower of exclamation points. Furthermore, just when Joe speaks, he sounds full of joy and optimism, and I attribute that new self-expression to the Lady Sunbeam who brought, a new point of view into Joe's being. In conclusion, it's great to see how Joe and Lynda's life roads all came together in one, and how they are obviously a happy couple. And I wish them to preserve that feeling through all times to come. Now I'd like to direct everyone's attention to the dance floor, where Joe and Lynda are going to grace us with their first dance.
Oh boy. This is going to be Jake doesn't know this.